Hey, 5-6 artists. So guess what? We're just about there, the end of the school year. I'm so proud of everything that you guys have done. And I have just one more task for you guys. So this project that you're going to do today is basically inspired by something that Becky passed along. So she shared an idea that she found that has to do with a little bit of magic. So you are going to imagine that you have been given a magic key. Now, this key opens a doorway to a very creative, imaginative place. And it is amazing. It's special. It's beautiful. It's funny. It's whatever you want to be behind that door. So you just have to dream it up. But basically, you are going to design a place. It can be real. It can be somewhere you've been to before. It can be a place that doesn't exist that you would love to create. It's all up to whatever your imagination can come up with. So you are going to have a couple choices. You will be able to draw it as if you're looking through a doorway that is opening, and you can either draw the inside of a room looking outside, or you can draw the outside looking into a space. I'll show you how you can draw that doorway. Or you could pretend like you are peeking through a keyhole. You know those old-fashioned keyholes? So you'll pretend like you're looking really, really zoomed in and close up. And you can see the view beyond whatever's behind this locked door. But just remember that you have the key and you're going to be able to get into it any second. But you want to show what's behind it. So the thing that popped into my mind, I had a few different thoughts, was let me explore what are my favorite things. So dogs. Dogs are one thing. So I did a few different sketches. The first one is a sketch that has to do with Dogland, where there are all of these favorite things. So that he has my dog Rudy, and bones and bowls of kibble and all kinds of things. But that's a dog's favorite thing. That's not necessarily my favorite thing. Maybe I should have drawn it with a whole bunch of dogs all over the place, right? That would have been more exciting for me. The other one is dessert. I love dessert. Oh my gosh, I would love to open a door and have any dessert I could possibly imagine. But then I also thought, you know what? I've kind of seen this idea before. Oops, there's a shadow. And it looks a little bit like that artist. Do you recognize it? Wayne Thiebaud. So we've seen this before. This is not an original idea, and I want this to be original and creative and something no one has seen before. So it brought me to the last one. And for me, maybe it's not the most creative thing I could have thought of, but it's the one that would be my dream scene behind a doorway. And that is a redesigned garden space. My yard is not looking so good right now, and I would love to have a fountain, a water feature, flowers all over the place, just blooming everywhere. And basically, I went out into my garden and I took some pictures of some of the plants that I would definitely want to include. I just put them there so that I could use them as a drawing reference. But anyway, so then, now that I've selected my idea, I want to dream a beautiful garden. I want to draw this. I then have to decide, do I want to do a keyhole, where I'm looking through the keyhole, or do I want to look through a doorway? So in just a sec, I'm actually going to show you how to draw the doorway, and I'll show you how to draw the keyhole, and you get to decide which view you're going to do. All right, hang tight. Okay, so as you can see, I've very lightly already sort of sketched out the basic layout, but just because it's probably a little bit hard to see, I'm going to go back over it with a Sharpie and just walk you through it. Okay, so basically you would start by drawing a couple of horizontal lines for the opening of your doorway, and then just connect those down. Then you want to make sure you draw the other side of the door where the opening is going to be. So we have a large vertical rectangle. Off the top left corner, you can draw a diagonal line. Off the bottom left-hand corner, you can draw another diagonal line. Then you want to connect those two to make your door frame. Then we're going to do a couple more little diagonal lines, but little baby lines right here. So here's another diagonal, and then on the bottom you create another one. So this is going to show the width of the door. And then just draw a line all the way down, connecting those two little baby diagonals. All right, and so then you may or may not want to create a door frame. I always like to have that, the wood going around the door frame. And then it helps just to show the space, to have a line that would show where the floor is. So in some of the examples I showed, there are floorboards, and you might want to put those in. You could draw a rug, floorboards, whatever you want to do. But this just essentially creates the space and shows what's in the room that the door is connected to. So then I would just draw some other little things in the room. Here's a vase with a flower. I could color or paint this in, put a little leaves on it. And then on the other side, I would have a little side table. So none of these details really matter that much, because basically what we want to get to is what is behind the door, right? So here's my lamp. Okay. All right, so behind the door. So I want to do my dream garden, okay? My perfect, awesome, imaginary garden that I hopefully can cook up this summer myself. So I would have, let's see, probably some type of a wall in the distance. That's what I had in my sketch. Because I would want to create maybe like a waterfall or something that comes down. All right, so that's kind of what I would do probably for an open doorway if I were to do that for the idea. So I have the floor, I have a couple things on the wall, I have the doorway with the door frame, and then I drew this diagonally to show that the door is open. Oh, guess what else we need? We need a door handle. All right, so that would be my start, my outline, and then of course I would color that all in. Now let me quickly show you what it would look like if I were to draw the keyhole. All right, so I don't know if you can see the outline, but this is sort of what I would imagine and saw from the references what a giant antique keyhole would look like. So if you were able to peer through this keyhole that you were about to unlock and have the magic key to the magic door where there's a place that you can go to, here it would be. So I would start with a big arched line, almost looks like a big horseshoe, and then make a sort of misshapen rectangle, a rectangle that's pinched on the top and wider on the bottom. And then I would go ahead and outline that. So you have a thick, sort of imagine it as a big metal old keyhole. All right, now just like what we did for the doorway, that is either going into an interior imaginary space or real space or out to an imaginary or real space. Now with this keyhole, I don't want to just have a keyhole. I want to also make sure that I include a sense of the door that it's in, so it's not just floating in space. So you can create some lines You can imagine that this is sort of a wood grain pattern, something like that. All right, and you can add as much detail as you want, but then let me go ahead and start putting in my fence again. So this would be my garden fence. And then basically I would just go ahead and fill it all in and color it with, or paint it, whatever medium I think would be the best for this design. So that's basically the two potential ways that you could do this, looking through a keyhole or looking through an open door. But just so you know, I'm going to be doing an optional Zoom meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock. You can hop on, you can share your ideas, you can show me what you drew. You can draw with me because I'm going to be coloring in my sketches that I started tonight. And so basically, I'd love to just see you and say hi, say bye, and just chat with you for a little bit. So 1 o'clock, Zoom, join if you'd like and draw with me, but basically have fun with this. So don't be boring. Mine probably could have been a little more exciting, but it's exciting for me. I've been wanting this dream garden for such a long time. So anyway, what is it that you want behind your door? Think about it. Think about it. Take a minute. Don't come up with your first idea. Think of a few ideas, figure out which one is the best one, think about which one would be the best, greatest idea, and then show me that one. All right, I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Take care. I'm gonna miss you guys, but hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye.